That was the wrong one. Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, if you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, I do have open slots available in most of them. We no longer have an open slot in this game, guys. Woo! Let's go! But yes, all of the other campaigns we do have open slots available in. So if you are interested in them, be sure to reach out to me and let me know. We'd be more than happy to get you situated inside. Without further ado, let's hear what might be Casimir's final words and recap.
So they may be fairly short because it's been a couple of weeks and it's a whole new year. Can you believe it's been a year?
Fuck you for that one. Disadvantage on your first skill check.
I had to.
Disadvantage on your first skill check.
First saving throw, probably.
I'm not that mean.
So, last time on... What are we again? Are we still heroes and villains?
Seek and hide.
Seek and hide. So we began still in the Crimson Spire. Still within Cassandra Nocturne's estate. I may be skipping over some pieces, but I believe that we were in the midst of just discussions that were ongoing at the time. Mostly between... We had kind of separated from Cassandra herself, and we're talking about it between ourselves, having been shown into our guest rooms. And kind of talked over what happened that day, what our current thought processes were, and essentially preparing to rest for the evening. Liara ended up splitting away from the group, while the rest of the group decided to, head to their respective rooms and start the rest. Liara went to talk with Cassandra and had a long heart-to-heart conversation about the future of things and each of their perceptions of what was going to happen. Just with the entire ordeal between Casimir and her, and who might succeed, or what path they would take going forward. They talked about it for a while. They didn't really come to a solid conclusion, but at least everything was shared that could be shared at the time. I think Liana returned and Casimir was the only one that was awake at the time. They had a quick chat and Liana went back to sleep. Although with a new gift that was a book. She ended up spending most of the night just reading about it. Cassandra came and knocked by the door shortly afterwards. And her and Casimir went on a walk. Kind of talking about what had happened earlier and sharing some of their past, coming to terms with each other and conversing to get an understanding of each other. Neither one of them truly wanted this to be a horrible experience, which is something pleasant between them, but there was a lot that they had to discuss, a lot of different viewpoints. But overall, they had an enjoyable evening, and come morning, when everyone woke up, Casimir was not there. He had not returned. The rest of the group found him in the kitchen, where Casimir and Cassandra had actually spent most of the evening just talking until it already became morning. People were a little bit suspicious at first, but everyone had breakfast, caught up. Cassandra had gifts to everyone in the form of a book. And Vindir managed to catch a hint of something going on. There was a hint of green in one of the Casimir's eyes that was part of her power. But the main event of today wasn't going to be the drama there. It was going to be all about Dwarven Steel. and trying to combine all of the shields and scraps and anything that was non-magical that you could pull together, literally just taking bricks off of schools and trying to buy everything and anything from people that would go into this massive pile to make a giant spectacle about it in the center of town. And it worked, surprisingly. Well, sort of. You got a little teeny tiny piece of it, which I think was about 1/12 of an actual ingot.
A coin.
That was a coin, yeah.
You have a coin of Dorfensteel.
That was about, 20, somewhere in the range of 20 to 40,000 gold worth that managed to create just a coin.
Yeah.
But it was successful. It was made. The town weren't exactly enthusiastic about it. They didn't understand half of what was going on, but it was created. They didn't believe it, but it was. So, celebrations were had. They actually managed to do the unthinkable. And then we drifted off into secret discussions that were happening elsewhere and plans for what may come after and a peaceful, potentially peaceful resolution to discussions were being held in secret and without anyone else knowing what would happen. I believe that's where we're picking up.
Yes. Everyone else in the party, you find your way back to Cassandra's estate, holding on to this piece of history you now house in your hands. As anticlimactic as it would be to all of the common folk of this place, it is still an epic feat to achieve the construction of a coin of Dorfensteel. As you guys get back, the rest of the day moves through in a very similar manner. There's camaraderie, there's laughter, there's games that are being held. You're all hanging out with one another, enjoying nice little finger foods and appetizers, as well as glasses of any type of wine or ale that your imagination can come up with. And for some of you, glacial water, because you don't put anything bad into your body.
And taken.
This entire day feels like something many of you have needed for a long time. It's peaceful, but it's not empty. It's filled with laughter and love and fun. Eventually, you all move over to the dinner. The dining room glows warmly, bathed in the golden light of flickering candles that line the long, polished table. Your soft laughter ripples through the air, mingling with the rich aroma of perfectly prepared dishes and the faint sweetness of vintage blood wine. Cassandra commands the room with effortless grace, her voice weaving tales of ancient history and playful anecdotes, drawing smiles from each of you as naturally as you could be breathing. Her hospitality feels boundless. Every glance she gives is filled with warmth, every gesture thoughtful. She moves like a conductor, ensuring every plate is full, every glass topped off, and every heart at ease. Even you, Casimir, who sat at the table guarded at first, find yourself drawn into the revelry of this moment. For a moment, the weight of your mission seems distant, obscured by the glow of this hospitality. Cassandra leans back in her chair, her goblet raised high, and her laugh, a melodic, genuine sound, fills the room. So, Liara, that coin you produced, that is a one-of-a-kind piece, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm gonna make the best shield ever made out of it. I'm gonna look at Eduardo.
That is impossible. It is too small to shield anything but a mouse.
Yeah, but now I know how much I need.
What are you going to do? Make a shield for a tiny mouse?
Well, if I made it for a mouse, I'd still have the best shield in the room.
The room erupts with more laughter as the two of you get into a bit of a yelling match across the table at one another.
Steel? Yeah, that's all.
And the meal winds down. The glow of wine and good company lingers, but as the plates are cleared and her trusted allies begin to rise and bid goodnight, each of you does notice that her gaze lingers on Casimir. There's no malice there, only some type of quiet pause that she gives to him. She sees you off with a quite small, soft smile. Her parting words gentle yet caring, the unspoken gravity of what is to come between the two of you, Casimir. Now, I will leave you all to your good evening, so you desire. Casimir, once everybody's tucked in, if you would like to meet by the fire and regale each other with more stories, I'll be there.
Sounds like a good plan. I'll be there.
She closes the door in this wing of her castle, leaving all of you by yourselves. You can hear her graceful footsteps, deliberate, walking away. The scene is now all of yours.
I'm currently trying to draw what the little girl was drawing at she was drawing the current of what's the word?
The weave.
Of the weave.
Yes.
And yeah, I have like 8 papers just like trying to draw freehand and I can't do it. Seems I'm outdone on this subject.
You're outdone on the subject, so am I.
Yep.
What's eating?
Some chicken or some type of fish. Gotta get that protein in.
How have you ate this much?
Have you seen my muscles? You know how much extra calories I need to make sure this shit doesn't go away?
I'm gonna lean into Vindir even though he's not here. He's eating chicken or fish. You know what animal loves chicken or fish?
He just nods, agreeing.
I can understand why you guys don't know this. You guys got your muscles just through magic means. You don't have to work
realize
for it.
I'm right here.
Yes.
How did I get mine from magical means? If I remember right, I still bet you when I was on the edge of life.
I beat
I
you.
almost beat you in an arm wrestle.
I beat you in an arm wrestle.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I was on the edge of life. We had just freed you. I was basically dead and had just consumed Nebula. We'd freed you from your little pen that you were in.
Oh yeah, you mean when it was 4-on-1? Yeah, no
How
shame
was
in
it
losing 4-on-1.
How was it 4-on-1? No one else touched you.
They were helping you magically.
No, they didn't.
They did.
How? With their minds?
With their spells.
No spell was cast.
Yes, there was.
No, there wasn't. It was Flash of Mind. It was like Flash
It
of
was
Genius.
Bulkhead, yeah,
There's
it was
no
Bulkhead,
visual
he's
of
not
that.
here.
In our goal minds, that is magic.
It's alright, not everybody wins everything.
Yeah, true.
on that subject, I'm not gonna shut up about the magical muscles. I'm just not gonna add anything on that one.
Or if it makes you feel better, I learned to use a shield and a sword for about a year.
She did.
Wait, are you saying it took you a year, or you only knew it for a year?
Both.
How do you forget how to use a
Well,
sword shield?
I got this new spell, like you were saying, and oh boy, do
Oh
I
my
feel like I'm
gosh.
insane when I'm on it. Like,
no,
here,
you learned how to use
you
a
want to
shield.
try doing an arm wrestle while I do this spell?
Liara, you learned how to use a shield properly. Because I taught you how to.
It's a little hard without an arm, though.
Now it is, yes, but you did at the time, because we broke many a wooden shield.
Yeah, and I had to keep remaking them.
Yeah, because you couldn't. I would punch you and you would just fold.
Yeah, it was getting bad, but it really pissed off those dragons when I used the shield.
Especially if it was a wooded one. I didn't really know how that made sense, but apparently it worked.
It blocked flames. It blocked
And acid.
acid. It
And
blocked
metal spikes.
It blocked Vast Carvin, who just breathes swords. I don't know how it works.
It's
so
sharp air. It's not.
There was lightning as well. Honestly, how those ships survived was a miracle.
And it's soon going to be dwarven steel.
That was non-magical as well.
Yeah. Maybe it had like dwarven steel inside. Where's the shield? Liara's gonna look for the shield.
I think you lost that a long time ago.
She did.
Yeah.
She gave it up for a crossbow that
Good
she
trade.
no longer has.
Good trade. So, Casimir, you see to each of your friends good night. Is there anything you wish to do?
He spends a little too long in the moments before they actually head. Just drinking in. He's had so many other moments of time, but this one just feels short. Part of him wants to say something. He doesn't think there's enough words that would actually matter if he doesn't come through with it. He just bids each of them good night. And Sam, I'll be there when you wake up.
Of course you will. And they're going to bed too.
So, sure.
We're hoping for tuna, guys.
You walk down the hall, Casimir. It's Cod, unfortunately.
Hey, that works too.
You walk down the hall, Casimir. Once you can hear your allies have gone to sleep and are already beginning their various nightly rituals. Ur's constant grunting of working out. Vindir's ritualistic doving of his incredibly heavy armor. And Liara, well, for the second time since you've known her, reading. An amazing feat of accomplishment.
Really is a wizard.
You walk down the hall. Head over to the main foyer where you can see Cassandra standing there. She is adorned in the most beautiful and elegant nightgown that you can imagine. Perfectly woven and shaped to fit specifically to her. The only piece of jewelry she seems to be wearing is a wedding band with a large set diamond inside of it, surrounded by rubies. It's a gorgeous piece that she seems to be holding a glass of wine in her hands, staring at the ring, with the glow of the fire adding the only warmth to her very cold self. She turns to look at you, seeing your face and the glow of the fire. She gives a quiet smile. The two of you stand there, staring into the flames of this hearth, enjoying the warmth of it and the simplicity of it. The crackling of the wood inside, adding a rustic feel to this magnificent manor that you are inside of. Calmness, a reassurance. Did you prepare a letter?
I wrote one for each of them when they were away. Thought it would be better than words. They'd get suspicious if I said anything too much beforehand. We are special.
I've written mine. It is on my nightstand.
Do you think they'll believe it?
They'll recognize my script. And it's not like you would be capable of charming me.
That's true. I made sure to include a note for each of them, just in case they believe foul play.
Good. There's no reason for more bloodshed.
Normally I don't mind it, but it seems you've definitely charmed me differently for this one.
She reaches down next to the fireplace and pulls out a poker. She stabs a log inside of it, and you see embers starting to glow and shudder upwards towards the chimney. After that, she takes out a small lantern that's seated on a table nearby and ignites it. You know something? Despite being a predator of the night, I really do despise the dark.
How so?
It tries as hard as it can to hide things inside of it, and that seems to only ever bring out the worst. Ever since I was a little girl, I couldn't stand the dark. Choosing to sleep on the rug next to the fireplace just so the embers that glue inside of it would illuminate my face.
Personally, I never minded it too much. As long as you could see the moon. It's the only time you get to.
It is a beautiful luminous glow. She begins walking towards the kitchen. Past the dining hall, where you see that there is a cellar that she leads you down inside of. The air grows colder as you follow her down to the winding stone staircase into this very private location. Each step echoes softly like a heartbeat counting down to the inevitable. The flicker of her lantern illuminates row upon row of ornate bottles lining the walls. Some are simple and unadorned, others are extravagant, etched with gilded runes or sealed with crystalline stoppers. The faint metallic scent of blood lingers, sharp and intoxicating down here. Cassandra moves with an air of quiet solemnity. Her usual radiance subdued, she pauses in the center of the room, her hand lingering over a glass case. Slowly, she unlocks it and retrieves a bottle unlike any other, even in this extravagant location. Its surface is black as night, engraved with swirling celestial sigils that seem to glow faintly in the dim light. She turns, holding aloft, her expression a mix of reverence and resignation. This is the blood of the first fallen angel. Before they fell, the last remnants of their purity, free of sin, perfection. All of it is captured inside of this. There's nothing like it that I've been able to discover anywhere, nor will there ever be again. She places the bottle on the table between two crystal goblets. She looks at you, the only light covering half of each of your faces. It's a striking thing for you, Casimir, to be seated in such a small place, yet feeling so heavy. The glow of the lantern light warming you on one side, whereas the other lacking any of that warmth. As cold and vampiric as you are. She begins to pour. The liquid is thick and luminous, the color of molten rubies. Its aroma so rich, it nearly overwhelms. She hands you one of these crystal goblets, holding the other close to her chest, her crimson eyes meeting yours for a moment. All the weight of your shared understanding fills the space between you. Casimir, I need another charisma save from you.
Privately?
Public. The warmth from the lantern glow at first causes this pain in your cheeks. Something you haven't felt in a very long time. You manage to push that down in a way, as you can see her with a similar expression on her face. She raises the glass. To peace, Casimir. No malice, no regrets. Only the grace to see this through together. May the better of us prevail, and though unfortunate, be successful against Dracula.
To peace. And to a shared understanding of what we are doing. But as you said, no more bloodshed. Not this way.
The two of you move the glasses closer to yourselves, where you finally allow yourselves to breathe. The moment the fragrance hits your nostrils, you feel your fangs elongate. You feel that buzzing sensation starting to move to the forefront of your mind. This familiar sensation, this near loss of control. As you are staring at the glass, trying with every fiber of your being not to consume. You see her in a similar state. Until now, her fangs have not been visible whatsoever. She's kept them in control and check. But even this ancient vampire does not seem capable of avoiding this forever. As the two of you are staring at the glass, instinctually sniffing and breathing it in, but resisting this perpetual urge to sip it, you can feel this pain rising inside of you, this need to feast coming up and filling your body, and you begin to shake, Casimir. You begin to cry, struggling with everything you have in your body to just not drink this. And as you move the glass closer to your lips out of instinct, what is the thought that comes to your mind in this last moment?
It's a conflicted one. He's had 290 years. There's a lot of images that just flicker. Quick, rapid, firing through. Some in his early years, some everything that he's worked to build, some when he was alive. Then it goes just to the recent years. Everything they've went through, all the kind of fights that they've faced, the people that they've met, and all the things that were left unsaid. He just keeps thinking about that. So many things that he didn't say. That he couldn't say. And he's just lost in that.
As you begin to feel that, you embrace the feeling of regret, of pain, and you even feel this feeling of love that you have not experienced in so long. And as soon as you begin to experience that, the need to drink this subsides. As you look across the table, Cassandra trembles as she is drinking this. Tears begin to glisten, filling the brim of her goblet, and her hand is shaking. As you see her eyes glaze over, there is no more feeling for her at this point. There's nothing but the blood. You've won. And out of the kindness of your agreement, you take her wrist and begin to feast. As soon as you hear her gasp of breath from the goblet being empty, you hand her the bottle, allowing her to have this moment. As best as you could imagine it, based off of the look on her face, this is a joy unparalleled. Towards the end of your feasting, you see the glow of the lantern is smoldering downwards. And her bottle is empty. She looks up at you, her voice barely a whisper. You. You know now. You've always been more than just a monster.
And you really say that in this moment. Well, through this, as he's been feasting, normally he's vicious when he does it. This time he's just trying to make it entirely painless.
It's good to know I am not a fluke. Even our kind. Love makes us more. Do not forget this. Please.
Focus on yourself, not on me. Enjoy these moments. But think of this. You can be with him soon. Again.
Her eyes close. And as they are dropping, you see the light slowly fade out of them. You place her hand down over her stomach. Turn back towards the table where you see your goblet spilt over, pouring down the edge of the table. And for once, there's no pain. There's no anger or rage. To you, that is simply a mess. When you look over, you see standing at the stairs is all three of her servants. Eduardo was the first one to step forward. He looks at you for only a moment before turning his gaze back to her. You watch as he takes off his cape, folding it neatly and placing it under her head. You watch as the other two stare at you with an intense rage behind their eyes, tears streaking down them. And you catch the reflection of yourself in the mirror behind them. Your eyes are now an emerald green, much more bold than you remember them being ever before.
One last little reminder. Spend your time with her. You all meant everything to her. And when it is time, there is words for you to read. But for now, grieve.
As you walk past them, the last thing you hear is the three of them openly weeping in the cellar, uncontrollably so. And you feel that pain in your chest again. You feel that compassion. You're realizing this strength that she had. It was completely misunderstood. Her ability was not just to control people and dominate them. She could feel what they feel. She was an empath. And you can feel that as well. Those of this combined lineage, you feel that connection to them. The sorrow, the pain. There's nothing here except love in this room, even despite the pain that they are suffering through right now. And you hear like a whisper on the wind. Love makes you more. Never forget that. What do you do now, Casimir?
It doesn't really forget the words. No, he wonders if this is going to be a continual thing. If she'll be there, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Although it feels like it would be cruel for her. He considers heading back, going to the room with the rest of them, but that would be running away from this. Instead, he just returns to the room. The ones that they laid the letters out in. And he takes his own up, and even the one that he'd actually written for her herself, and just tucks them away into a breast pocket. They'll be... They're not needing to be read right now. But the ones that she wrote, we'll have them laid in front of him, and he'll just wait. He'll sit for as long as it takes, and even if they come up and try to stab at him, try to kill him, You'll let them get their blows in. Enough to quench the anger. But you'll face them head on. After all, we can feel how they're feeling. And that's going to be difficult to adjust to. But he feels it's odd. Not just to them, but to her.
Over the course of the evening, the morning shifts to anger. They do come for you, all three, in a bloodlust. A rage that you completely feel. But none of you die. Despite the fighting, the clashing and blows, the four of you end up sitting inside of the parlor room, soaked in each other's blood, just in quiet contemplation. Each of you incredibly harmed, but processing the best way that you can. Everyone else, when you awaken in the morning, you hear the weeping coming from down the hall. You go to investigate. You open up the parlor's doors, sliding them open, and you see Kaz and the other three vampires covered in one another's blood, weeping. You see Kaz looks up at all of you, and very distinctly, blood still dried to his lips, and his eyes now emerald green.
Do I see the body of I forgot the name. for a second.
Cassandra? No, you do
Cassandra.
not.
No.
She was in the
Okay.
cellar there in the parlor.
Okay. So what happened here?
Do not harm them.
You took the deal. We should leave.
What deal?
Nothing. We talked about a deal where she let Casimir. Never mind. We need to leave.
Where's Cassandra?
Obviously, she's dead.
What?
She
Lyra's gonna walk up to Casimir and like put her arm on around his shoulder and say, "We should go. We shouldn't be here any longer."
I cannot leave just yet.
Why?
Because I owe it to her. I made a deal. And it is not the one that you made.
I can definitely understand keeping one's word. But
They are due their time. And they are due my respect. And so is she. And I will see them through. I am not leaving right now. It is done. Unfortunately, but it is done. Because I am doing what she would have done if this didn't go the same way. And it very, very nearly didn't.
In my head, the gears are turning like 200% fast. Like any way I can bring her back, or like I'm not saying anything, but like, is there a new way I could bring her back, like wish or resurrection or
So, from what you have gathered in this entire ordeal is this disease that vampires and vampires seem to possess is not something you simply circumvent through any amount of divine or arcane magic. To attempt to bring her back, you may be capable of resurrecting her body. But based off of the look in Casimir's eye, you can tell that that would diminish their deal and their honor.
I'll just leave the place. I won't do anything.
You all might want to find your own breakfast for this morning. I don't believe any of the staff will be available to do so. There's a lot that needs to be done. He makes sure that each of the servants are nearby, they've got their letters. Though he says to them, don't read this right now. Not while you feel this way. Take it, read it in private, for all it is worth. And when you're ready, and when you understand, we will allow the rest of the people here to say their own goodbyes. She has plans in place for how this will work. For the transfer, she cared about all of you. She didn't want to see anyone harmed, and neither did I.
When you fetch the letters, Casimir, you see that there is a total of 5. 3 of them addressed to the servants, 1 addressed to you, and 1 addressed to Liara.
Liara, it seems this one is for you.
That's odd. I didn't really know her that well. In fact, we didn't really get along that well at first. I'll take this to my room, though, since this seems like something special. I guess she'll head back to her room with a book.
You see Eduardo completely ignores your warning and immediately starts to read through his. His weeping intensifies with every passage that he begins to read, and towards the end of it, you watch as he ferals it up into his fists and begins kissing against the edges of the letter.
I'll go into the main hall and cast Magnificent Mention. and go eat my emotions.
Liara, are you reading yours?
Yeah, when she gets to her room, I guess she'll open it.
Dearest Liara, though we did not always see eye to eye, I hope you will grant me the grace to read these words as they are intended, with sincerity and respect. I know you harbor doubts about me, and perhaps I earn them. My existence, my choices, my very nature, these are things that often raise questions rather than truth. Yet, despite the divide between us, I saw something in you that I could not ignore. Your fierce love and compassion for your friends, and your unrelenting belief in their potential. That love is a light, Liara. It burns brighter than doubt, stronger than fear. It is what sets him apart from so many others cursed by the same hunger. And it is why I chose him. I do not make this choice lightly. I have seen leaders consumed by their power, crushed under the weight of their hunger. I've seen them use it as an excuse to destroy rather than build, to rule through fear rather than guidance. But Casimir is different, and you are a part of why. He needs someone like you. Someone unafraid to challenge the world, but to ground him, to remind him of the better man he strives to be. I leave him my legacy not because I believe he is flawless, but because I believe in his ability to grow, to learn, and to lead. And I trust that you, by his side, he will not falter. In my age, I have learned this truth. Power is only as good as the love and trust that shapes its use. You may not have trusted me, but I trusted you. And I ask, with my final words, that you trust him. Stand beside him, not just as his companion, but as the partner he needs for this next chapter. You will find that together you are more than enough to face whatever comes. With respect, love, and hope, Cassandra.
Place the letter in the book, yes, and look down for a moment and get up and head back to the others. Yeah.
Casimir, are you reading yours or waiting?
He won't leave the room. He'll be the last one to. Letting the others just take their time and even the occasional stab if they need to. Until they've exhausted themselves and drift away. But he'll stay in the room. And when it feels suitable. When it doesn't feel like the eyes are prying on him as well. Then he'll read it.
You unwrap the letter and the parchment feels different now. The smell of her perfume so much closer to you now. Dearest Casimir, if you're reading this, then our journey has come to its close, and I've taken my final bow. I ask that you do not grieve for me, for my choices. My choice was made not in despair, but in peace. For centuries, I have walked this world, tasting its wonders, learning its secrets, and basking in the fleeting beauty of the mortals who color its tapestry. Yet, even the brightest stars burn out, and so too has my spirit grown weary. Endless life, you see, is no gift. It is a burden. A ceaseless march where every joy is dulled by repetition and every loss carves deeper into the soul. You, however, are different. You reminded me of what it is to live, truly live. It wasn't your strength that convinced me, nor your heritage, nor even your resolve. It was your heart, the friends you keep and the love they show you. They are your mirror, Casimir, and in them I saw someone worthy of carrying forward a legacy I have grown too tired to bear. I saw in you the potential to be more than the shadow cast by your monstrous nature. I saw in you the courage to make the hard choices, even when the cost is unbearable. I saw someone who can walk this darkened path with light still in their soul. That is why I chose you. Know this, you are not a monster. You are not bound by the blood that runs through your veins or the hunger that claws at your spirit. You are bound only by the choices you make, and I trust that yours will honor not just your memory, but the love and trust of those who stand beside you. I hope the blood I leave behind will serve you well, not as a curse, but as a tool, a bridge between what you were and what you can become. Use it wisely, Casimir, and remember, your friends will always be your greatest strength. Live a life that honors the sacrifices made to give it meaning. Love deeply, protect fiercely, and forgive freely. Do not waste this gift, for I leave it to you with all the hope my weary heart can muster. Yours, in hope and trust, Cassandra.
You'll read over it a couple more times. Just kind of lingering on the pages. He still has to read it quite fairly slow to fully take it in, but he's taking all the time that he has with it. She deserves him to actually remember all of this.
You
He doesn't know if he can.
Go on.
He doesn't know if he can live up to her words. Be what she saw. But I always think he'll try.
You look up at the archway into the parlor room where you see Liara standing there. You never noticed it before, but she's always had this green tint to her eye. As the two of you just stare at each other.
How are you feeling? Still
Strange. It's not like Nebula. It took a while for me to digest him. It's the Futing guy.
I'm glad you're all right. I'm glad she took the deal.
She didn't take the deal.
What?
Not your one.
Would you fight her?
No. We had a discussion about things. About a way to try to end this peacefully, but that was fair. A contest of wills. Do you remember at the beach a while back? We came across this vial of something that made me go mad, and I ended up attacking you. Members of our party?
Yeah, that also happened with the brown dragon scales.
She had something that gave akin to the same effect. A very old bullet, one of the oldest. And we had to decide. Well, we had a glass each in front of us. And we had to resist it. Whichever one of us was able to resist it would survive. An agreement between the two of us that whoever faltered, whoever drank first, would go peacefully.
Did you know she was gonna offer you this, or was this like on the spot?
About this while you were in town a few hours ago. I've known for a while.
That makes the letters make more sense now. You should have told me at least, or somebody. But I'm glad you're all right.
Very nearly wasn't. I was right on the verge. I was just about to drink. It was already there. And it was only just as I was about to that I seen that she did. I was about to die. And she drank. I wouldn't have been standing here if it was a millisecond later. But I couldn't tell you beforehand. Didn't tell any of you. You would have tried to stop me. Just as I would have done you. And I don't blame you, but we did this to protect you all. She cared about them. And I cared about all of you.
feeling a lot of emotions right now. I'm glad you're all right. Are we staying for the funeral? Would that be too much for everyone else?
I don't want to keep everyone here longer than they need to be, but I would like to. And I think some of them would like to.
Oh, I didn't mean our group. I meant like the people in the town, since we kind of looks at Casimir.
Since I am the monster that robbed them of their most loved person.
I wouldn't say monster, but two forces hit, one has to cede, right?
Not really. I could have walked away. I chose this. She told me off as well for all this. She doesn't believe it either, but I chose this. It didn't have to be this way, but I also think it did. I'm a confusing mess right now. And I can feel a little bit of everything, and I'm not sure what's my own and what's everyone else's, to be quite honest.
What do you mean you can feel everything? Like everybody else?
Everything just feels really... It's painful. But warm as well. And I'm just kind of looking about the room. She infused this place and everything that she wanted to feel. And it's weird now. I couldn't see it then. Not as much. Don't worry. It's confusing.
Do you think you can project it? How you feel to others? Maybe that was her power?
I don't think I would want someone else to feel this right now.
Not that, but maybe if you're able to calm down or something, have others feel it too. Maybe.
Joey, is that something that I feel like is possible?
You feel as though you would be capable of imprinting someone's emotions, but not projecting yours to them.
So like, I could make them feel a certain way, but I couldn't give them mine?
Correct.
Is that what you're... Right, okay. I don't think so. I think I would just be making... It wouldn't be showing you how I feel rather than making you feel a certain way. I'm not sure. It's new. My head's a buzz.
It's okay. I'm gonna go find Urin, Halloween, and Vindir, and maybe go prepare the body with the coroner. It's the least I think we can do.
So, where have you been during this ordeal?
God damn it. I would be quietly reflecting on everything while raging, of course.
Yeah.
Try to
Reflective
control the
rage. Yes.
Won't be able to do that much longer, though. I only have limited amount of rages in 2024. So I have to be as angry as I can right now.
So, Liara, you find over on the steps of this castle.
Want to help me carry the body to the coroner?
By help, do you mean you carry it and you walk beside me?
She's gonna nod.
Well, at least you're being honest. All right. Oh, where is it? Where is his body?
I don't know. Like, we could go ask, but I think we should just look around.
Well, let's go in the basement. That's usually where they store that stuff.
They store bodies in the basement. That's a thing.
I would think so. I mean, you bury
Laura's gonna
bodies.
follow her. she's gonna stand behind him this time because now she's like, why does he have bodies in the basement?
And fortunately, unfortunately, we'll never know. You do find Cassandra's body in the basement. She is lying there with Eduardo's cloak under her head, with a gentle smile on her lips, and she looks completely at peace. You also see Vendir sitting beside her, doing what is his version of praying for her.
You praying for souls when you don't like the gods. I know you can't say anything. I'm just going to make that
Well,
off.
I can say this for him. I pray for them. I don't pray for the god.
Yeah, but use the god that come. But I am not here to be in a argument with you. I'm here to do the right thing. So let's
Right.
take this out.
He is the god. You
Maybe
guys
we
go
should-
up. Yeah?
Oh, I was gonna put the cloak over the body so people aren't like seeing it displayed throughout the city.
Okay. You do so. And then you pick up Elowin, whom is inside of the magnificent mansion, consuming as much food as they possibly can right now.
She's a nervous eater.
As an entire turkey goes down the gullet.
Mhm.
And I do mean a whole turkey, like, not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, Liara. Yeah.
They are just watching in shock and horror. Last time I saw a dragon eat, it was eating people.
I think the last time was with me when we needed cash.
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw it was Vast Carvin had a pile of bodies that it was just eating out of, and it was going. "Rah."
Yeah.
It's just odd to watch.
Oh. Do I see them with the body of Cassandra? Or...
Oh, yeah, you do.
Okay. I'll shatter the table where I'm eating. All this magical power and I can't save her. Like, anyway, what's up?
What? I didn't know you guys were that close. I mean, we only known her for about a day.
Yeah, but she mattered to so many people. And I can't even bring her back. Well, I
Maybe
could, but, you know, it's morally wrong, apparently.
What? I would be bringing back somebody morally wrong.
if they don't want to be brought back.
Yeah, she decided to have a contest with Casimir, and she lost. And if I brought her back, it would just nullify everything, you know? It's like nothing ever happened, and she sacrificed for nothing. And I can't
think-
really.
I think where you're making the mistake on this is the time you're bringing her back. See, Casimir needs her power now for a goal. Once that goal is achieved, you can bring her back.
Even if I brought her back without her powers, it still would be. I don't
How
know.
would it be anything if Kaz already did what he needed to do?
Well, I don't know.
That's my point. Sometimes things like this require patience. Like I have a friend, Owen, in Triangula, who her nose starts bleeding. I have a few ideas on how I'm gonna bring them back. Can't do it just yet, but I feel like I know how to bring them back.
So anyway, what's your plan now?
We're gonna take her to the mortuary to do final rites and get her ready for the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
She gave everybody close to her a letter. Mine was. Let's just say mine is something I should probably give to Casimir when he's down. But yeah. You're just checking to see if you wanted to come with us or if you wanted to keep eating.
I'm full now. Let's go.
Okay.
So, you all bring her over to the mortuary. Stepping inside immediately, the individual working there is clearly very sarcastic. But as soon as they see her face, they become very solemn in nature. The rest of the day passes by almost like a blur. The entire town gathers for Cassandra. Many of them with pitchforks and their armaments and arms, as each of them are accomplished adventurers in their own way to have come here. But Cassandra's 3 servants all stand in front of your group, stopping the crowds from dishonoring this event. You all watch as a pyre in the middle of the town is constructed. Cassandra laid up there, and the people beginning to, one by one, place sticks on the pyre.
What if I could put a stick on there? Did I find one?
You do find a stick, yes.
I'll put one on there.
Place it down. You notice
You're not.
etched into each one of the sticks is a memory that somebody has had with her. And it would appear that in this town, every single person has a memory. As simple as her sharing a dinner with them one night, or her coming by when their spouse was sick to cook for them. Simple, very common things that you would not expect. But what would you like to etch onto your sticker? What memory would you like to share with the fire?
My first meeting with her. First impressions are important.
Anybody else?
I'll etch the first time she said my actual name, since she recognized I was the dragon.
We have to rewind a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
You notice Liara trying to take a toenail off of her.
I will put a hand on her shoulder. I'm like, be careful what your next action.
This was when we were first grabbing the body.
Yes. Rewind.
Vindir.
Yeah.
Well, I can't roleplay Vindir, so that's you and her.
And I still put my hand on on your shoulder. I'm like, be careful your next move.
It's for it when we want to bring her back.
No.
You don't want to bring her back ever?
I know firsthand experience when bringing back somebody he doesn't want back.
I think it will be different when Catch changes things.
I don't think so. Do not do what you're about to do.
Okay.
Then fast forward to the pyre scene. Anybody else have something they would like to inscribe onto their stick for the pyre?
Casimir will do one just about the stories that they shared. Everything that she told him about her husband, the things that they got up to. Genuinely how she kind of shared pieces of her life for over the centuries, and just at the bottom it would just be like a little note, more so to himself, that he'll do what she asked. He'll make sure that her stories are remembered and shared. And he'll place it in and just bear the weight of all of these like surging emotions around him. And just stands there.
Liara?
Just gonna pull out the Carly and Me book and put a quote from it. I guess it takes one good friend to make a bad day better or something. I'm trying to remember the exact quote, but there's a quote from it. I'm just gonna throw that on there.
And you all step back and watch the entirety of this city taking the time needed to mourn and commemorate their leader. Each of you have experienced many different worlds, different towns, different places. And you'd be hard pressed to imagine any leader that was this beloved in any of them. A monster loved by her people. And we're going to go ahead and go on break, everyone. We'll be right back. Well, we're back, everybody. And I can now delete Cassandra's token, as she is gone forever from everything.
Can we see her sheet? Because I think she would fuck me up
Don't
in
worry.
combat.
We'll see her back for the Fourth Shinobi War.
God damn it. I will tell you her stats, but I will not
wanted to
show
know,
you.
like, her... Yeah, fair enough. I wanted to know her attacks, like how she would have fought.
I'll tell you the names of her attacks.
Sure.
Unarmed Strike,
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Slash, and if you drew blood of any of her allies, Vampiric Drain, Charm, and then she had layer actions called Shadows Empower, Charm Field, Suppressive Nature, Dominate Nature, and she also had Regeneration, Legendary Rule from Legacy of Abel, and she had Legacy of, well, the other Legacy.
What is the name of the other legacy?
That's a good question, because I stopped writing on her thing. I literally labeled it as Legacy of.
Yeah, because I don't think I actually
Like,
put that in my notes.
Legacy of is what I wrote it as.
Because I remember it was like, there was a 7th when I was like frantically trying to nail everything down. I don't think I got it, the actual name.
And as for her stats, it's 20, 26, 26, 20, 22, 30.
Yeah, the 30 was hard to beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Good news, though, she was only immune to necrotic and poison damage.
Same.
How many resistances does she have?
Cold, lightning, psychic. That's it.
Was she primarily a spellcaster?
No, not at all.
Was she not? I thought she would have.
She was
spellcaster.
capable of casting every charm spell, but she's not a
Yeah,
primary
I expected
spellcaster.
that.
No, she had multi-attack. 3 melee attacks per turn. She could replace up to 2 of them with her Shadow Slash ability. And in addition to that, she can cast any of her charm spells as a bonus action.
Yeah. See the like bite and all that stuff that she had from the charm stuff. Will Kaz ever get any of that? Like, or something akin to that through once this settles? Because I know it's the initial stages of it.
I've settled on, for your buffs that come from this, you get mostly, not minor, I don't want to say minor, because what you just got from that like handout I gave you is not minor, that's good shit. Yeah. You get relevant things, but mostly it goes towards the growth of your primary legacy that you are.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep emphasizing on your legacy, which is Cain.
Yeah, Cain. Cain's a weird one. Cain's why he can bite, essentially.
Yeah. And you have now Cain and Abel for all you biblical fans.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever Nebula was. I've got it somewhere. It's in my notes.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's the way I think I'm going to do it, instead of giving you like their abilities for each one, because that's just impossible for me to balance. You're going to get something minor, and then your primary one just gets stronger.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I knew it was like, this is the initial part, but it's all still settling and everything.
Well then, everybody. You spend time at the pyre, and the people all celebrate as best as they can, and then go away, leaving you all by yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
What is it we wish to do now?
I'd like to go visit the parents of the little girl, the one in the wheelchair.
Okay. You walk up to her mom and dad at the funeral processions.
Yeah. Because the teacher said something along the line that she needed help, or can't remember exactly the words.
The teacher needed help teaching her near the
Oh,
VU.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Nira is an unparalleled genius.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so I want to go see the teacher. Sorry.
Okay. You go up to the teacher. Oh, you again.
Yeah, you said the last time you needed help with teaching. Can't remember the name of the child.
Nira Devu.
Rendezvous, because she's an absurdly genius.
Yes.
What can I help with that?
Do you have a teaching license?
No, not that. Well, I'm the master of illusion of Abyssal Lines, but otherwise,
This ley
not
lines. Oh, like the other ones. We had someone come here not too long ago from the ley lines.
Yeah.
A man. I can't remember his name though. He wanted to check her marks and was expressing how in 20 years she's going to be recruited to them. It was all very strange. We tried killing him, but he teleported away.
Okay.
Roll me an insight check.
Inside, let me check.
Yeah.
Let me get my. Inside.
Yep.
17.
So, it's not uncommon for people who work in the divination of the Abyss Ley Lines, people who are masters of divination, to sometimes seek out people who will be in the future joining the ley lines, and pushing them gently in the direction of academia. It's something, morally speaking, many of the other factions in the ley line don't think you should do, but they are to thank for many of the most brilliant minds to ever be a part of the ley lines joining them, including your legacy. You were born into it, but your parents were recruited thanks to diviners. So, yeah. This
So
is them playing like, hey, push in the right direction type thing.
Like, hypothetically, if I were to stay here, I could teach the child some stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, right now, my simulacrum knows as much as I.
Yes.
So I could leave the simulacrum with the child. So she could teach the child.
You could, yes.
Okay.
But I need you to roll a persuasion roll to see if you can convince the teacher that you should be allowed near the child.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Yeah.
That I have. I'm going to remove it. And then persuasion. Oops, sorry. I need to roll it again. 26.
26? Well, if you want to stay here and help educate her, that's fine. I just hope you don't get discouraged. I mean, I've been teaching her for 3 months now. And I have ran out of things to teach her.
Well, I've been living for 600 years, and I'm the master, current master of illusion at Abyss Ley Lines.
Oh yeah, you're that smart? Really? Yeah? You think I'm that stupid? Why? Because I teach at a school?
Of course not. I just had a lot of experience in the past. I'd like to check the wheelchair that she has, the child.
Okay. Are you proficient in tinkerers at all?
Let me check. Smith tools, but if I have access to my workshop, I would be.
Okay. Then roll me a tinker's check utilizing intelligence.
Okay. I can just do Smith's tool with intelligence. That's the same thing. 24.
Okay. So Needless to say, right, Nira Devu is only about 6 or 7 years old.
Mhm.
Like, she's a very young girl. 6, 7 at most.
Mhm.
4. Well, that's when you originally looked at her. Remember, time moves differently.
Oh.
Yeah. But 6, 7 at most. And she has, for this realm, invented shock suspension.
Hmm.
Her chair actually has suspension, proper suspension, so that she deals with bumpy terrain without destroying the chair and with a relatively smooth ride.
Mhm.
And from what you heard, she made this herself.
Okay.
She has invented this at the age of 6 or 7. You estimate if you leave your simulacrum with her, she is probably going to learn everything that you can possibly teach her within 5 years.
Okay.
And she would quickly become one of the most fearsome mages in the realms.
Mhm. I'm gonna ask. I have a problem with names. I can't remember names. But the girl name was
Nira Devu.
Nira Devu. I'm gonna ask her if she mind if my Silkram stay behind and teach her.
Is it smart?
As smart as me.
That's not answering my question. Are you
Oh.
smart?
I am the master of the nation in Abyssal Lines, the most respected school in all the realms. So yeah, I must think I'm smart.
And you think you can teach me?
Yeah, a lot of things I could teach you.
A
Just that-
simulacrum is just the construct made out of your essence infused into different types of clay, right?
No, theoretically, but currently it's the same as me, same intelligence as me. I would say in about 5 years, I would be able to teach you everything I know, and then you'll be a lot smarter than me. Even if you're like incredibly smart right now.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I'll I'll the what's the word? The amulet for the simulacrum amulet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to her.
What am
That
I
way
supposed
she
to do
can-
with this?
It can cast simulacrum, and you can refresh the simulacrum of me. That way you can cast a lot of. You can ask it to cast a lot of spells, and if you refresh it, you can refresh the spells I have.
And it'll do anything I say?
Yes.
Her eyes glow. Thank you. I will be very responsible with this gift.
Do I,
I mean-
see this?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
this
I ha-
entire conversation is very public.
Yeah, I mean, I have wish, and now you do.
Oh.
Not for long.
So yeah, I'll and for I'll do something even crazier. I will rip out simulacrum from my stomach.
All
Because that way I can't replace my simulacrum,
Sure.
and otherwise if I cast simulacrum, I'll replace the one that she currently has. Right?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
That way she has my simulacrum until she's done with it.
So,
Or, until the end of times. Who
so
knows?
I'm going to let the other players, because you're initiating this, but I'm going to let the other players decide what are the odds that Nira Devu goes from genius to evil genius?
Very quick.
almost immediately.
Yeah, very quick.
You are losing access to your wish within the next week.
Yeah,
fast
dude,
as the
that
chemical
thing's not
reactions
lasting
can
2
allow it.
days. You better wish for dwarven steel.
Because I think
Or
if
clone.
your simulacrum...
Guys, I need a number from the three of you to agree upon. Out of 100.
90%. 90% chance.
Within 7
95.
days,
95.
99%.
90. Okay, so we're all set. Okay, I'm gonna say 95. Meet in the middle then. Like,
She's
Okay,
a 6-year-old child. She is smart, and she's just been given unlimited power.
You know
Yeah,
what?
that's
Let's go with
insane.
95 then, guys. 95 sounds good to me. Sounds good to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
You're
Elwyn,
going
roll
to
me a
need to-
D100. You need to roll a 95 or lower in order for her to turn evil.
25, friendly.
Congratulations.
Oh, I have an idea next week. I will cast Wish to have 95 and more. And then I have to roll on the 33%
Oh,
chance.
no, Wish can't affect this. No.
She can't
Okay,
change her
never mind.
roll.
Well, I mean, like, Wish has limitations based off the spell. So, like, out of character, you'd be wishing that she does not turn evil. But, like, Wish cannot completely override the innate natural state of an individual. Right?
Mhm.
You know,
So she'll become evil then.
yes.
She was supposed to be a prodigy and was going to save worlds across the universe. That she's a destined person that was supposed to have come for so long and do so much good.
There's a whole
And-
story around this. It's funny. It's real funny.
There has been a lot of talk about her for a long time.
Yep.
I hate to tell you guys I told you so, but
You didn't see this coming.
Liara
I did
has
not.
said she's evil since day one.
Holy shit, guys.
Somewhere out,
That means
somewhere out
Liara
there,
was right about something. That's terrifying.
God damn.
Liara's been right about a lot of things.
somewhere out there, I feel like 22 just intervened, and this is one of the, opposites from all that good luck that we get. This is a bad luck of it.
You know what, guys?
This is one of the catalyst events.
So, if you're able to make simulacrums, that means you and your friends are, like, some of the most powerful people ever, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but I could do that when I was 1.
Hmm.
That's okay.
And
Don't
your
listen.
simulacrum will do anything I say?
If I tell him to do anything, you say yes.
Well, we're moving off with the premise that you said
Yeah.
you were going to do that, so she gets that.
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah.
going to be... She walks away with the simulacrum.
She can't
And the
walk.
amulet.
She... Fuck you, Wyatt. She wheels away.
Rolls
I'm getting
off.
canceled. I'm getting fucking canceled, man.
She what?
She rolls away with the simulacrum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't know yet that my simulacrum is also a dragon.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. And she's going to wish with your simulacrum
Mm-hmm.
that all of you were as powerful as Liara was when she was 1.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Mm.
And we're doing our soft reset this way, y'all. Let's go.
Also, by the
Roll
way,
a D30, 100.
Yep, roll your
Yeah,
D100
and-
for the wish.
oh, no more wish.
No more wish.
I'm losing my wish now. Womp
It's
womp.
alright, you're probably getting it back, but we are probably going to call the stream here because we have a lot of mainlining to do to get your guys' character sheets set up when you were level 10 so that we can convert you all over to 2024 rules.
Does Liara grow her arm back?
Yes. This is
Thank
going to be fun,
God.
y'all. This is going to be fun.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you for giving me a way to do this. I was going to have to think about it.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
So,
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
fucking counter spell.